Good morning, beautiful people. Today is Sunday. Happy Vlogmas. Welcome back to another vlog. Currently filling my tank up. I know it feels like I'm always on E, right? And headed to the mall just to finish up some Christmas shopping. I don't go crazy. I just buy people really small gifts just to show that you're in my thoughts. My last final on Wednesday, pathophysiology. And so when I leave the mall, come back home later, I'll study for that. Thankfully, my health assessment class, I took the final for that, passed it. So health assessment is a thing of the past. That class was challenging because I was like, I assess all the time when I go to work, but this is an advanced level. So it was definitely challenging. And what I have to say is that FNP school and maybe NP school in general is hard. Spring semester starts at that time on that day, January 30th. So during the winter break, one of the things I have to do for school is secure a preceptor, because in that spring semester, I will be taking a course that has a clinical rotation component to it. And I need to find a preceptor who's willing to show me the ropes. And that is going to be a struggle. I'll take you guys along with me for that. And hopefully I can find a preceptor that's not going to charge me. If you go to nurse practitioner school and your school does not find a preceptor, you're responsible for finding your own preceptors. A lot of times you have to pay large fees to get preceptors to take you on as a student, because it is a tough job, right? Teaching somebody and getting them prepared to be a provider is a lot of work. So I understand why they would charge, but child, I'm not trying to pay. I ain't got it. That's going to be my line. I ain't got it. Somebody going to have to do it for free. Not to beat a dead horse, but I just want to talk a little bit more about the TikTok video that went viral, where it ended with the L&D nurses being fired from Emory University Hospital, or Emory. I know there was a lot of people on social media on the other sites, IG, TikTok, and a lot of people were rejoicing that these nurses were terminated. And yes, while I do agree that they broke social media policy and what they were saying, I guess, could be considered insensitive, to me, they were just talking about the realities of their jobs. And like I said, I feel that everyone has gripes about their jobs. Whether or not you should record it, now that's a whole different story. I just want to make it clear, because so many people were rejoicing. I want to make it clear that the hospital did not terminate the nurses because they felt like these nurses were a threat to patient care. The hospital terminated these nurses strictly based on reputation. But then we can also see how hypocritical these hospitals are in the administration within the hospitals, right? Because for one, when we complain as nurses that we don't have enough staff in, that we can't take the best care of our patients, we're not meeting standards as we would like. When we complain about that, hospitals don't bat an eye. They don't bat an eye. They're just like, listen, the budget is what the budget is. We can't afford to hire anyone else. Y'all are just going to have to make do with what y'all have. Another thing I want to point out, or a question I'd like to pose to some of you, and leave me your answers, and leave me your comments in the comment section. Nurses were terminated not for what they said, but because they violated social media policy. Every company, every institution has a social media policy. And if you violate it, then okay, it can be grounds for dismissal, termination, right? Now, we are always told that we are not supposed to record, take pictures, use our phones while we are on company's time. So if these nurses were terminated because they made a video on a company's time while they were on the clock in the workplace, are we also going to start terminating nurses who take a selfie, who take a group picture with their friends, who take a picture standing in front of a nicely decorated Christmas display or the Christmas tree in the hospital? Is that a reason for termination? Because in most institutions' social media policy, it doesn't specify whether or not you speak negatively of the patients or of the It's hospital. Just a very general, broad policy that states, no taking pictures, no recording within the hospital's facility. So if you fired those nurses for doing just that, are we now going to start firing other nurses? I don't know. That's just what I was thinking. You guys let me know. Out and about for most of the day. I went to the mall, went to TJ Maxx. Now I'm back home. My daughter has, what, 7 teachers or maybe 9? I don't even know. And every Christmas, I always get the teachers a small gift. It can be like a scented candle. I've done gift cards in the past for like Panera, Dunkin' Donuts, or Starbucks. This year I'm going to go ahead and bag everything up, and she's going to fill out Christmas cards for her teachers and the principal and also the lady that works in the office. This is the Christmas card we're using for the teachers this year. It's the 3 wise men following the North Star, I guess, on their way to finding Jesus in the manger. I love the nativity scenes. Like, I love these kind of scenes with the 3 wise men. I almost said tree, like a typical West Indian. And I also love the scenes of the 3 wise men when they arrive to the manger and baby Jesus is laying in the little straw cradle thingy, and you have Mary and Joseph. I love all of that. Like, the nativity is my favorite Christmas.
Here, make yourself more comfortable. If you need to put anything in that chair over there, you can.
Okay. What's up, y'all? I just left the dental office and now I'm going to grab lunch at this restaurant that I've been wanting to go to for a long time. It's called Kanoko and it is a Jamaican restaurant. So restaurant 10 out of 10. I definitely will go back again. Then I had to stop at Home Goods because I had to get more of the mini Christmas bags for all of the teachers' gifts. And let me show you exactly how many bags I had to run into Starbucks to get the remainder of the teachers' gift cards to go with their candles. And let me show you some of the artwork that's on these Starbucks gift cards for the holiday season. I like them. Okay, y'all, 2 things I want to get into before I jump into the hot topic of the week. And the reason why I'm saying hot topic is because the other day we were at work and we had a little bit of downtime. Yes, sometimes as nurses, we do get some downtime where we sit and we laugh it up and have a good time. No, we're not recording and posting it either, okay? But we were talking about like current events and they said to me that this segment is going to be called Hot Topics in Kendra's Corner. And I'm like, why y'all name it after me? And they're like, well, you're the one that's all highly opinionated and have so much to say. So we're calling it Kendra's Corner. Before I jump into the hot topic though, let me show you all these little bowls that I picked up from Home Goods today. And the reason why is because for 2023, I have fitness and nutrition goals. One of them is to pay more attention to my portion size by, just using smaller containers to share out my food when I'm going to work. So that's that. And then one last thing, I was at Ulta as well and I picked up a gift for someone, and it is the Daisy Love by Marc Jacobs. This perfume right here, like, I sprayed the sample on myself and I almost don't even want to give this gift to the rightful owner of it because it smells so good. So maybe after the Christmas holidays, I might end up treating myself, or maybe for Valentine's Day, I'll probably treat myself to a bottle of the Marc Jacobs Daisy Love. It's the Love. It smells very unusual for me to be talking about on my channel, even though my channel does say nurse life and I believe lifestyle. So I'm going to dibble and dabble outside of nursing. I can't do nursing content all day, every day, right? But anyway, I want to talk about this Harry and Meghan documentary on Netflix. Have y'all been watching it? And leave me some comments and tell me exactly what your thoughts are regarding this whole royal debacle that's going on. Personally, for me, I've never been a Meghan fan. I didn't dislike the girl, but I was just like, all right, so you married Prince Harry. Okay, what's going on, okay? But now that I'm watching the documentary and I'm up to part 3, I'm really having a bad taste in my mouth for Meghan. And I know some of you might be surprised by me saying that, right? But Meghan comes across very entitled. I was watching episode 3 today, and I literally had to turn off the TV because I was so annoyed by her. And for those of you who are watching it, tell me if you remember this specific part. Episode 3, Meghan is getting her makeup done, and her friend is there prepping her for whatever event they're headed to and getting ready for. And her friend is reading something, and I guess she comes across the words royal expert. And she turns to Meghan and is like, what's a royal expert? Like, is that even a real thing? First of all, friend, you're out of line, because if you really wanted to know and had a genuine concern, why not ask Prince Harry? Because he sure was sitting back there on the couch. She turned to Meghan and she's asking Meghan. And Meghan goes, that would be a question for my husband. No, Meghan, wrong answer. You should be able to answer that question because, girl, you are now part of the royal family. You should be able to answer in a genuine way exactly what a royal expert is. It wasn't rocket science, because when Harry started explaining it, I was pretty much like, oh, okay. But I just didn't like the way that came across. And those of you who watched episode 3, let me know what if you didn't like catch it, go back and go watch it and tell me exactly what your thoughts are on that part. The one thing that really annoyed me about her was her pretending that she didn't know that her friend was also friends with Prince Harry, right? Because remember in the beginning when they asked them how did they meet, she made it seem as though one of her friends contacted her and said, hey, my friend wants to meet you. He saw your picture and wants to meet you. At that point, Meghan, I know you asked your friend who was the person. Who is it? Who is it that wants to meet me, right? And I know they told you it was Prince Harry. Now on the documentary, you're acting all coy and all like oblivious, like, oh, I didn't know. I asked for his Instagram, and when I started scrolling through and I started seeing all the beautiful pictures, I was like, or whatever. So that to me was very fake and I was telling my friend, we was having this discussion at work. And I said, if Susan and I are very good friends, we're close, we're friends, right? To the point where I can say to Susan, hey, a friend of mine saw your picture and wants to talk to you, right? If Susan and I are friends, should Susan not know that Prince Harry and I are also friends? Meghan made it seem as though the friend that her and Harry had in common, Meghan made it seem like she did not know that friend in common was also friends with Prince Harry. Meghan, girl, stop playing, okay? Anyway, that is all I have to say on the whole royal drama. I am going to close this vlog out. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Oh, before I go, let me tell you guys how they try to get me at my PRN job. So I'm supposed to be doing 4 shifts a month, right? And because of COVID and just the hospitals trying to get things back to normal, the float pool kind of got loose and we were running amok, meaning that I wasn't picking up the shifts that I was supposed to be picking up. People in the float pool was just doing whatever they want, working whenever they wanted. We were not meeting the minimal requirements. So now there's a new director who is cracking down on us, honey. I've been getting emails after emails talking about, oh, you did not sign up yet for your December schedule. In the past, I would call the night before and be like, y'all need a nurse tomorrow? And they would be like, yeah. And I'd be like, okay, I'm your girl. I'm there. Now they want us to sign up in advance and keeping tabs, and you're supposed to meet your requirements. And if you don't, you're going to have to make it up. They're trying to tell us that we need to work holidays and all this stuff. I'm like, I'm going to have to probably dabble into my plan B, C, or D. We'll see how that Anyway, goes. Thank you all for watching this vlog. Thank you all for sticking with me. Thank you for the support. I hope all of you are enjoying the Christmas season and looking forward to a very good holiday. See you all in the next video.